Evening, mate. How are you? I'm looking forward to this. We've got some title decider racing ahead of us, which should be good. Oh, look, at the pointy end, the big duel tonight is Graham Hill versus Leo Dreyer, wings. Those two are still in play for the outright. But I'm also really interested in what goes on in bronze, who you're currently on now with Matt Borg. You've got Craig Simons, Max Fry, and Jason Cutler, all with a shoe-in. Yeah, it should be really, really interesting. Just want to check your audio, Bob.
Yeah, I've just done that, and I noticed that just before you said, and yeah, I've already done it. That was that Logitech stuff that we were talking about earlier on.
Yeah, Logitech update. Exactly. Thanks for the heads up, Cloakade. Sorry you can't be here tonight, but you've also driven so well. I think you're destined for a third place in the championship, so well done, mate.
Yeah, no, that's no mean feat, that third and not actually being present, so well done.
Yeah, exactly. The guy behind him is sitting here on the mic, so I'm not going to beat him.
Right, so who should we jump on board with, Jimbo? Who should we have a look at?
Okay, so who are we...
Who's just about to start?
Let's jump on board Graham. Let's go, Graham. Car 14.
Car 14. Car 14. Graham Hill. We know he's quick, exactly like the name would suggest.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the run down to Eau Rouge. BMW just rides the curb so well. Did they update it with the gearbox? I think they did, and it's got better top end speed now, doesn't it?
Oh, the car was OP anyway. I mean, you shouldn't really be giving it more top end.
Yeah, this is very true. But I know it's absolutely mega through the middle sector. I remember having a fantastic race with Wilco in KRL, and I was in the Ferrari Evo, and I could get him in sector 1 and 3, but the BMW was just so dominant through that middle sector. What we're looking at here, down through Malmedy, Pujon, all those sort of high pressure corners.
Yeah, it's the way they modelled the BM. It's really weird. It actually handles as if it's a mid-engine car. Yeah, it handles very strangely. The turning, it's not what you would expect from a BMW.
Yeah, very interesting. So, but yeah, that being said, we've got wings, obviously sitting in the Audi, and that's the Evo 2, and it's sort of a bit of an unknown after this latest update. So I'm sure he'll be able to keep tabs on Graham and the BMW for sure.
Yeah, no, like we've seen over the last few weeks, there's loads of little clusters, loads of little tight battles going on, and testament to the guys, a mixture of cars as well. It's not just one brand out there.
No, it's a really good mix of cars, and it's like you say, it'll be really interesting to see who's sticking around at the end of the 90 minutes. There's big points tonight as well with Shakedown. With the length of the race, we do increase the points, so there's 900 points for the race win tonight. But nice what that one also means is,
So sorry, I just got a bit excited there, Jim. So Graham Hill went top with just barely inside the 220. Whip Attack has just jumped straight to the top with a 219.6.
219.6, good jump. To be honest, I expect some of them to be dipping into the 18s, maybe. Mind you, we haven't run Spa since the latest update, so Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. The fast guys will gravitate to the front as always.
Yeah, in saying that, I've just noticed who is actually coming up to finish a lap, and it is Andy Byrne. And we know that in that Lexus, he is flipping rapid.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely flying, won't he, down the Kemmel Straight?
Where's he popped? He's popped himself into 4th.
There you go. Exactly. Shall I run us through the bronze battle, Bob?
Yes.
I think this one's really, really tasty and something we should keep an eye on throughout the evening. The reason why we're skipping silver is Graham Hill has already won the silver title. So we're really just settling the overall between Graham and Wings. But then bronze is really open. So we have Urban Ghost, Mr. Jason Cutler, currently leading on 795 points. He's driven really, really well. Progressively getting stronger and stronger, not only through consecutive tours that he's been with Shakedown, but this one in particular, this tour, he's really stepped it up. And yeah, he's just a cornerstone member of Shakedown. So great to see him really capitalising on his time with us. In second place in bronze, Max Fry, which is Quasimodo, currently in 7th place there, and in the Bentley, so no slouch at all. Goes well round Spa, and he's only 39 points behind. And like I was mentioning, with the big points in the endurance, it's pretty easy to gain yourself, 80 points or 90 points and just jump to the lead of bronze. So that's why I'm really watching this. Craig Simons. Not sure if Craig has actually made it on tonight. We will skip that one, but we also have Matt
Craig
Moore. Yeah, he's
out there.
He is there.
He's out there.
He's in 6th place, thank you. And so Craig, 132 points behind. And then we have Matt Borg for 226. And, think back the last couple of races we've commentated together. Matt Borg's easily put himself up into 5th or 6th place in a race, right?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, no, all the guys that you've just mentioned, actually, they've all been who we've been concentrating on for some of our closest battles. Correct.
That's why I'm just thinking, this could really, it could be just, plain Jane racing and Urban holds on to it, but also, I think he's going to have to fight for it, and anything could happen, mate.
No, I'm starting to get a bit more, as it's getting closer. I was excited enough for the event, Spa always, gets your blood boiling. But, as we're talking about it, looking at the battles that we've got and knowing who is fighting, it's making me all even more excited.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it should be a great night. I've actually got Wings' YouTube stream up next to me as well. He is currently just under a second up. So he's about middle of the way through the lap. Going through Lasagna.
Let's jump on with him now. Ooh.
And he is just on 1 second up. Currently, Delta time is 2:19.5.
He was right on the limits of the track limits then.
Yeah.
That was close.
And
he's wringing the neck out of this thing.
And he's right on the empty fuel flashing and everything, so he is really working the Audi hard. Let's see how he goes down into the bus stop chicane.
Oh, I tell you what, that looked good.
Yeah. And 1.1 seconds gained.
Right, so 6/10 off at the moment. So 6/10 off of whip attack. So the 218, like you mentioned earlier on, there's just one in there at the moment, and that is whip attack. Got Graham Hill 4/10 further back. He's in the pits. Wings is going again. He is currently sat in 36/10 off. You got Andy Byrne. Where is he on the lap? Actually, he's just coming up to finish his lap, so I'll just jump on with him now. He's 7/10 back, so the top 4 separated by 7/10 at the moment.
super tight. That's it's a track. It's a favourite track. So these guys have, if you bring up your stats on ACC, most of these guys have 4,000, 6,000 kilometres around this track.
Yeah.
So that they all know every corner. I expect it to be a very tight quali.
I tell you what, Andy Byrne has done himself no end of favours there. So he's 0.488 off of pole now. So he jumped up to third. And I tell you what, the Lexus never gets updated. So that is actually very strong.
Good effort for an older car, absolutely.
So 59, Darsk. Where is Darsk on the board? I can't find him.
There
he is,
7. Yeah.
Let's see what he's got as he comes up to the bus stop. Final chicane, of course. You can overcook it if you're too early on. Oh, he's pitting in. It's not bad trying to get some practice in for that, I tell you, for this race. I've seen many a person come a cropper on pit entry.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's such a long taxi through the pit lane. The guys tonight in the race have got 2 mandatory fuel stops, and it's just excruciating pulling into that 24-hour pit lane.
Oh, it's horrible.
All the way around. Yeah, you just feel like you're just losing so much time. Of course, it's the same for everyone, but yeah, it never gets any better.
No, definitely not. Right, let's see. Let's see if one of our guys that we're trying to concentrate on, let's see if one of them is out at the moment. None of them are on a flyer. Who's 113? Right. Actually, let's just jump on board with Borg as he comes up, or he goes down into Eau Rouge, or pops back up into Eau Rouge, should I say.
The Eau Rouge has certainly become a lot easier on console ACC. Just with the update of the tyre model and stuff like that, I do find the cars ride the curb a lot better. You don't have cars sparing off randomly like we have done in the past.
I've actually gone off in sympathy in a PC race through there. Someone else spun. I didn't know what to do. I lifted, and it just completely unsettled the car, and round I went.
Yeah, it's painful when you do, 2-3 hour race around Spa, and you just die all of a sudden. It's what makes the track so special about Spa. Every corner is different. Every corner is a challenge.
100%.
Personally, it's my favourite track in the world. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, for me it is as well. I do like my older style tracks. I like Spa, I like Monza, Silverstone, obviously, Brands Hatch, your older style circuits. But yeah, Spa's got everything.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And it is just so darn pretty as well, Have you been there?
No, I haven't. I should have gone to far more tracks than I did. It was my trips to tracks was mainly centered around the World Superbikes and the British Superbikes. So It was all your little your bike tracks more than anything.
Yeah, understood. I've been to Spa twice, and stunning place, mate. Stunning place, love it. A few guys in the chat here. Binger's tuned in. Hey Binger, thanks for tuning in. And Wilco is he's saying that I would pop in a 217.9. I'm sure. Yeah, probably not with the 1.8 update, mate. But I'd give it a good crack. And we've got Mac also tuning in. Bring home the trophy, Urban. And a few guys going for Urban Ghost, going to win bronze class. So thanks guys for tuning in.
Yeah, good to see the boys. I mean, you know, it's a testament to how these leagues all intermingle. Obviously, these guys are tuning in tonight just to see how Shakedown wraps up its operations.
Yeah, we'll see it out with a bang, absolutely. And look, the community will continue. We'll be throwing up, post-Christmas racing and things like that. We'll get the RPR, the Ruse, the KRL boys along, OSA, any of those guys, and we'll just keep the racing going. It just won't be Shakedown itself.
Yeah, there's something to be said. I mean, the interleague thing has shown some great success at the moment. So yeah, maybe that's what Shakedown ends up becoming. PS5 is like a host for those kinds of events.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's just progression. You've got to sort of develop the community for what the guys are asking for right now. And that's the best way to do it. Get the most amount of guys on track and have the best quality racing. Yeah.
No, something to be said for that. Yeah. We haven't seen anything majorly untoward in the last couple of events. Obviously, we're going to our final one of the triple header this Thursday. Unfortunately, I've got to travel for work. I set off tomorrow, but of course I'll be there via phone. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Urban Ghost, he just improves. He's just popped himself up to 12th.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the two folk that he's wanting to scrap with, though, they are up in 6th and 7th.
Indeed. And if you're looking at a 6th place, would net you 288 points, to give you an idea. So yeah, it's it's a big gap. Whereas 12th is only going to give you 81 points. So yeah, 200 points would land you bronze class very easily.
Yeah, it's a significant jump. At the moment, though, we've got like 70 thousandths separating Craigio and Quasimofo.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that'll be the battle to watch, I'd say. At the moment, Wings is just starting a lap now.
Yeah, so I've just watched Quasimofo across the line. Let's see what Dask has got. If he improves, no, unfortunately, he stays where he is. But we've got those 2 little clusters forming, 3 little clusters forming.
Yes.
So we've got Whip Attack, Graham Hill, Andy Byrne, and Wings, all within 6/10. We've then got Andrelli. He's, of course, from Ruse. We've got Andrelli, Craigio, Quasimofo, and Dask. They're in a cluster all of their own. They're separated by just over 2/10. We've got a third cluster there with Sideways Polka, Markled One, Frack Out. They're sat right on top of each other. There's another triple there as well. So that's Borg. Is that Barui?
Yeah, but Barui.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't butcher that one. And Urban Ghost, yeah, so 12th, 13th, 14th. They're all separated. Oh, they're not. Oh, it's all changing. It's all changing.
Yeah, who just jumped up there? Saw something shuffle. Who was that? It was 113, so it was Borg. Shuffled his way up.
He has. That's about 7/10, I think that was.
Yeah. Yep, so he's definitely shuffling up.
Yeah, he's coming on song, which will be good for tonight's racing.
So we've got Wings just coming through Blanchemont now, and he is just up by 1/2 Let's see if he can just gain a little bit of time through the bus stop, because realistically he only needs to find 2/10, and he's moved up a place. He's just creeping off, just creeping out of it again.
Right, yeah, so no improvement there. Darsk is coming around again. I tell you what, every time I look up at this track map, Darsk is just coming into the final sector.
Yeah.
So he's 1.563 off currently. Let's see. No improvement. That's not to say that he's not put himself in a terrific position for the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
So car number 25. Who is that? Whip Attack.
Currently in P1. So just coming out of Puhon now. Through the Fanya curve. Just got to be really patient with this second apex. Get the power down into Stavilo. And you want to bring it really, really wide out onto the yellow and red curb like he does to make sure you open up this corner. You do not want to lift here.
No, 100%.
Full power out of curve Paul Fryer, I believe it's now named. And the run down to Blanchimont. Plenty of big crashes in this corner.
Yeah, you treat it almost as a straight, you know, before you throw it into Blanchimont.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, yeah, coming out of that second corner of Stavilo, yeah, like, you lose half a tenth there, it equals, 4 tenths by the time you get down to Blanchimont.
Yeah. So no improvement there for Whip Attack, but that was good to see, the smooth kinds of lines he took through there. Who should we... Oh, my dear. Yeah, he's just taken nearly 3 tenths he took off then. So, yeah.
Very, very close.
This is going to go down to the wire, I think.
He's just pulling into the pits. He might be just going to put on a new set of boots and go one more time. Maybe.
Yeah, he would only get one flyer.
One lap. Or maybe he knows that was about all he could throw.
So
sometimes it's better before a 90-minute race to go to the toilet than do one more lap.
100%. 100%. So James Horn has just jumped in on the stream. Good evening.
Hey.
Morning, guys. Good evening.
One of my friends, mate, tuning in from the UK. So welcome, Monsieur Horn. An ex-Shakedown member, but also, a great bloke. So, yeah, nice to see you tuning in, mate.
I thought I recognize. Sure, I've seen that name out on track for Shakedown.
Yeah.
Would I have?
Yeah, Jim Boy Horn was his PSN tag when he was back on console. He's now a PC racer, but you probably wouldn't have seen him for the last couple of years.
Right, so Andy Byrne didn't improve. Who have we got? We've got Craigio. What has he got for us? Of course, he is still in the fight for the bronze title. As Jim was saying earlier on, we've got Craigio, we've got Quasimofo, and was it Urban Ghost? Yeah,
Urban Ghost, Quasi, Craigio, and Borg are all in the battle.
Borg.
Realistically, there are outside chances of lower bronze drivers as well, say if they pulled out a shock win or something like that, but at the moment I'm just focusing on these main 4, really.
Yep. I've just jumped back with Saints him. I see he hasn't even got a valid lap out there at the moment.
Yeah, maybe
right, he's put one in. He's put one in, right, so...
There we go.
He could... No, yeah, this will be his final lap. So who else we got? Who's flying at the moment? We've got Borg is the next on a valid flyer.
Yeah.
Then we got Andrelli. I tell you what, that's a respectable time Andrelli's got there.
Yeah.
So we'll get ready to jump to Andrelli. So Borg is currently 2.9 seconds off. We'll see what it is as he crosses the line. Obviously, he gets another crack at it. So he stays there. Andrelli, he has just taken some time off. He's still in 5th, but he's only a second off of the pole time now.
What does that make it? It's like a high 2:19 that he's kicking around in. So yeah.
Yep. No, very respectable.
Yeah.
Dask still sits on that same time, 71. Craigie, I can't make my mind up. Craigie-O. It's EE-O.
Craigie. Yeah, Craigie-O. If it was 1-0, it would be Craigie-O, I'd say. It's always fun trying to pick apart the PSN tags, isn't it?
Yeah. So 1.42. He's improved. 4/10 off. Jumps up to 5th.
Really? Yeah.
So the battle. So there's one. Could is he good mates with Andrelli? Is Andrelli going to be a rear gunner for him? Fellow Ferrari driver.
Yeah, unsure on that one. Well, I suppose we'll have to find out in about 5 minutes' time.
Yeah.
We've got 133 Saint Sim.
Yeah, just jumped on with Saint Sim just to see if he can jump up a position or two. Obviously, that was his first valid lap, so fingers crossed he's got something here. He makes up one position. He knocked quite a bit of time off, though. That was a good second off, I think.
So what do we got? We've got a little cluster with Borg.
Borg, then Andrelli.
And Mark Ledwidge in the back there. So, yeah, those guys are all making through.
Let's see if this closes up, because it does look as if Andrelli is closing in on Borg. If he gets a bit of tow, that could drag Andrelli back in front of Craigie.
Yeah, he might have got a little draft from Wings. Looks like Wings is pulled into the pits, so he is not completing his lap. But
Borg does improve, and so did Andrelli.
Yes, so he's jumped back up.
Jumped back to 5th, actually by 3.5 tenths.
Yeah.
Flipping hell. That's some improvement.
Mark Ledwidge.
So
Ledwidge improved as well.
And here's Barui. Barui is the last one out on track. $3.595. What's he got? He did.
And he did.
1.2 seconds.
Wow. He left it to the... It literally clicked over to results as he went over the line.
Yeah, no, good effort. What a time to pull that out of the bag.
Yeah, that's it.
Jumps himself.
Call out to a few guys in the chat. Hayter Bailey, Graham Hill says, that's all I had tonight. Need a break before the race, as we thought. And Mr. Voodoo, hello possums. Good evening, Voodoo. Welcome.
Hello, possums. Good evening, Cam. How we doing, mate?
That's awesome. So we have Mr. Whipper in an outright pole. Graham in second place for silver pole. And we have Craigie-O netting himself 10 points. So he has dropped his deficit down to 122 points in the Battle of Bronze. So,
yeah, I've just
round one to Craig.
I've just chucked the table up, so that'll revolve through the 42 drivers that entered into this league for Tour 8.
Bonkers, that amount of drivers across a... Well, it was a 15-round tour, but I think it's ended up being 10 with the issues we had. But, yeah, just crazy seeing that many guys get in to a console league. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Yeah, we're all good, Cam. We're looking forward to this one. Obviously, it's a long one, so just hoping it's not a slow burner. Let's hope that it's got something for everyone all the way through. Obviously, Spa can chuck us up all kinds of surprises, so watch this space, as they say.
Yeah, it should be very, very interesting. We've got a little bit of time on the grid, but yeah, it's it's a long formation lap as well. But the second that you go down into Eau Rouge on the green light, you want your tyre pressures to be perfect. It's a pretty nervous run down that hill.
Yeah, 100%. We've just had one drop out, Jim. Who was that?
Look at Saint Sim. Saint Sim.
Oh, you're joking. Just as he's managed to like get out on track, he actually got himself a decent lap in. He was improving.
He's a family man though, so it could be exterior distractions and things like that.
Yeah,
so can be many things. It may not have been a disconnect. I'll update if I get any info.
No worries. Right, I'll cut us back to the boys. We'll watch these guys on their warm-up lap. We'll try it. Who should we centre it on? So we'll centre it on wings.
I might keep an eye on this bronze battle. I'm gonna sit on Quasi in 7th.
Yeah. I'll just watch the front guys through like the first sector, make sure that nothing untoward happens, and then you spot any decent gaps or any scraps, give me a shout.
Yeah, 100%. So in the chat here, Whipper has said he had actually another 10th and a half in the middle sector, but couldn't quite land it. So yeah. He's got pace, Whipper. He's like your Yano, truly. He pulls out the fastest pole laps. Quite often on pole is our Ashley.
No, that's
last 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's where the challenge lays. So, what is the format for these? The fuel for the stops? It is just fuel.
Just fuel.
That's just the requirement. So it's up to the boys what they want to do then. Obviously you're not going to make it all the way anyway, so you can try and last on one set of tyres. I wouldn't advise it in 90 minutes, but you never know.
I've done plenty of these myself when I was racing with the league, and the fastest way around a 90-minute endurance race is for sure start the race on a full tank of fuel, because your fuel stop is time dependent. It's not the bracketed 30 seconds. So then you only want to put in, say, 20 or 30 litres of fuel in one stop, and then that's your larger stop. And then the other stop is actually a strategy move, that it's only going to be like a 3.2 second stop where it's 1 litre of fuel. So you literally just pull in, tick the box for that mandatory stop, and then get out as quickly as possible. And you might use that stop early to get out of traffic, or you might leave it all the way to the end to try and stay away from everyone else. So what you'll find is the majority of guys are going to be performing one large fuel stop and one fast strategy stop.
Yeah. Well, we know damn well that if young Alberto was out here tonight, he would be waiting until the penultimate lap before taking that 1 litre splash at the end.
Yeah, on top of passing 7 guys before the end of the first sector on the first lap.
Yeah, he's renowned for his first lap overtakes.
He's brilliant. So we've got 7 guys watching right now, so good evening to everyone tuning in. This is going to be an awesome race. Make sure you chuck in comments, say hi, let us know who you think is going to not only win the outright, but who you think is going to take out bronze tonight, which is equally as spicy.
Yeah, no, this is going to be interesting to say the least. But obviously the guys that are watching, they're obviously going to have their favourites, who they want to see rise to the top.
Yeah, definitely. It's Okay, so they'll just move into 2x2 formation now. Now, of course, with Spa, they don't actually take the green at the the finish line, I should say. They actually go further around the source, and the green is further down, halfway down to Eau Rouge.
Yeah, it does get rather confusing at times.
Yes. I can only imagine how many stacks you'd have at the source with 20 or 30 cars. So it's probably for the better for your endurance race.
Yeah, 100%. It would be hell.
Here we go. We've got Spawn tuning in. Good luck, everyone. Wilco saying hopefully a clean lap 1 long race. Indeed, it's all about just pacing yourself through these first three laps or so. Make sure your tyres are looked after.
Settle the car in, get comfy for the long haul. I mean, obviously you do have some boys with big coconuts that will try something lap 1 through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, but I would not recommend it.
Okay, so black and purple is Whipper. Car 14 there, and the red is Graham Hill.
With green, everyone filters in actually. Very sensible.
Really nice and clean at the back as well.
No yellow flags. Everyone.
Really
oh my God, 3 wide. 3 wide.
Goodness me. It's all looking very clean at the back as well. Max is having a good run on Andrelli, but no, they're all just pacing themselves as we mentioned.
You know, I'll tell you what, the boys did well then. There were loads of overlaps coming up Kemmel, and they all just filtered back in again.
Yeah, so Wings has got past Andy, and Craigio has got past Andrelli so far.
But look at those gaps. It's still minuscule.
Line astern, yep.
It's nose to bum all the way through the field. Looking at the largest gap is 0.68 seconds, and that's between 7th and 8th.
Yeah, and I would imagine by the time we get out of Stavelo, that will close up with the draft as well. So, yeah, guys driving exceptionally well. So Whipper leads, and with Graham Hill right on his tail, heading down to Blanchimont. So this is already getting very, very tight at the front, Bob.
Yeah, side by side. Let's it looked like they were side by side from that particular camera angle. And we've seen in the race where we had it was like free reign, wasn't it? We've seen how Graham Hill can just pump in consecutive laps, all just nice and steady. You know, with the end goal is his sole focus.
He's a very mature racer, you would say.
Yeah. Not worried about the pressure that's coming. If someone wants to get by, he lets them go by, and he knows that his strategy will see him right in the end.
Yeah, so Wings is really putting pressure on Graham now. He was right on his day in the run down into Eau Rouge. I think he lost a little bit through the aero wash.
Yeah.
But these boys are running super close.
Yeah, there's still no majorly big gaps out there. I'm quite surprised by that.
Yeah, we're settled in. This is past the nerves part, and now the guys are starting to sort of line up their opponents and work out where their pace fits. Not all will be starting with a full tank. I won't ruin the surprise, but I have spied one driver with a light fuel load at the moment, and we'll just see how that plays out shortly.
Oh. So yes. We should have a mover.
not all are starting on full tanks, so strategies at play for sure.
No, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out for the boys.
I only say that because there's a few people watching that might be on one side of the camp or the other. But, yeah, like Craig is right on Andy. Like there are just battles all the way through. Only 2/10 between Craigio and chasing Andy.
Yeah.
So that confirming that's a bronze driver pressuring a pro driver there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that shows that evolution, you know, that every league wants to see, you know, for their drivers in the field. You know, that constant improvement, the sharing of tactics, the sharing of, well, maybe not tactics, the sharing of setups, you know, and the coaching almost that goes on between the drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it goes on in many, many leagues, but one thing I'm super proud of the Shakedown guys is how open they all are about, you know, helping with strategy or setup, solving problems, so to speak, with each track we go to. And that's what makes a great league, right? The community. Yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah, without the community, you know, it's... you can see what the hotheads it can produce, you know, if the community isn't right, and then you have contact every race, but yeah, we're not seeing any of that.
Don't jinx it.
yeah, we get all the way to the end, and
we got an hour and 24 minutes to go,
and then we get fisticuffs in the last race.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're settling in well. It still looks like Craigio. Oh no, Frackout is absolutely on Brewy.
He is.
I don't even want to call that split. Maybe they were almost side by side when they went over the timing line.
Right, no, it looks like... What's happened there? Looks like that might have been done. It is.
Yeah, so because he's up behind Sideways Polka now. So Barui might have... Yeah,
I think he's lost a couple of places.
Yeah.
But Urban Ghost looks like he slipped down the order. He's down in 14th at the moment. Obviously, he's still scrapping, you know, as part of the championship. There we go. We're starting to get those little clusters that we were talking about in quali. So let's jump back to the front.
Just choking on some water here.
I'll just give us a lap with our current leader, Whip Attack. He is still leading after 3 laps. We'll watch him for a lap. The leader is often ignored in these races because you try and concentrate on the battles, you know, throughout the field. But we'll have a lap watching Whip Attack here. We're not going to muck about with the cameras. There has been an update, so we don't want to break anything.
Be very well behaved tonight, but TV cam's great. You see, oh, what do we got? 71,
Craigio. He is not going to be a happy boy.
Right, let's have a look. I'll jump back on the replay and take a look at that one.
Oh no, yeah, that I don't know what's happened there actually, because
it's quite deep after Eau Rouge, so
he's still struggling to get his car going. His car's only just going now.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder if he's had a malfunction of types.
He did lose the back end on the final inside curb up the hill of Eau Rouge. Spun a full 360 and then ended up against the arm coat.
Oh yeah, he's got huge damage at the back of that car.
Yeah.
And down the right hand side.
Yep. So
To be
that'll be
honest,
an early pit stop for him, I would imagine.
yeah, I'd say that would be the safest thing for him to do, is come in, take his medicine, get that car repaired, and then just chuck in, consecutive laps and just hope that the race comes to you later on.
It can happen to anyone. It can, any of these guys could be bounced off a curb.
100%. Oh no! So that's Bozza. Bozza has actually come to a standstill on the track as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that Bentley doesn't look too happy, does it?
Yeah. He's also maybe had a crash down out of No Name down towards Puhon.
Yeah, that's a shame. That really is a shame. So, yeah, Andrelli was having a good old scrap with Craigio until that happened, and now he is doing the same job that Craigio was. He is right on the tail of Andy Byrne.
Andy, yeah. I'm wondering. And then Andy's having a look at
Wings, yeah.
So.
Oh, Wings.
Go there. Andy off. Andy's off. Andy went off at Lecombe.
Yeah.
He ran deep at the end of the Kemmel Straight.
Yeah, and I think that put Wings off, which in turn sort of unsettled Andrelli.
Yes. So it's all getting a little bit of a shuffle now. 10 minutes into the race. So that puts Andrelli in a fantastic position for only his second Shakedown League race.
Yeah, no, that's a brilliant effort. So, yeah, Andrelli currently sat in 4th position and looking pacey.
We saw him at Imola, didn't we? He got caught up with a whole lot of incidents that weren't his own fault. But he showed great pace. He showed great pace. So,
exactly.
Yeah, fingers crossed for him. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, he was very unfortunate. It seemed that every incident that we saw on track, he was dragged into it.
Yes. So I'm just seeing Craigio just taxi to the end of pit lane where he'll pull into his pit box. And I'd imagine that'll be a good couple of minutes sitting there in the pits repairing.
Yeah.
And we have had Bozza call it a night, so we are down to 16 runners now.
Yeah, no, it can be heartbreaking. We could see the damage that was done to that Bentley, and with still just under 80 minutes left. Yeah, he's obviously decided enough's enough.
Yeah, it can be pretty daunting when it just hasn't gone your way. Understand. We've got Barui also. 0.6 seconds behind Morgan, someone else to consider.
Yeah, let's jump back there. So Bentley versus BMW. So we know the Bentley, although it's one of those old cars that doesn't really get updated, but it is decent over the curbs. It's planted. It's got a lot of top end. So yeah, let's see what this battle brings us.
Yeah, it's we've mentioned it before. Borg's been driving so well the last couple of rounds. So yeah, it's all to play for with a long way to go. So let's see sort of how he deals with this pressure. If Barui does start to close back on him. I can see there just behind Billy Height is actually 2/10 behind Urban Ghost.
Yeah,
so that one might
that's closed right up. Yeah, let's jump back there. These guys is about a second sat between these. Let's jump in with Billy and see. Yeah, he's right on his tailpipes. My God.
You'll see there also a few of the guys have changed livery for the final race, and they're all tribute purple liveries, Urban Ghost being one of them. So yeah, nice touch, and I appreciate it from the boys, just showing their colours one last time.
Yeah, for some of these guys, yeah, they might feel a little bit lost at the moment. Obviously, it's out of a lot of people's hands. You know, it was the title looked as if it was wrecked, really, with a series of poor updates and made the game undrivable and like unstreamable.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you never know. Urban's just gone a little bit deep there.
So he's done the right thing. He hasn't tried to pop himself back onto track too early, you know, which would have given Billy a bit of a fright.
Yes. Yeah, he did the right thing there. And so I can see here Craigio has rejoined 2 laps down.
Yes.
So he is off the tail of the group, but he has lost 2 laps there. So let's see, without the introduction of weather or anything, it could be a long night for him.
That's just until he crossed the line. That was so. He's actually he's just 1 lap that where you could say he's a lap and a half down at present.
Sure. Yeah. Got it.
But if he can run light and you know he's in clear air, you know, see what he can do. Watch that gap.
Andrelli wings are side by side.
Right, let's jump up there. Andrelli's got it done.
Andrelli's round the outside of Blanchemont.
Oh, it's gone wide.
Big kahunas.
He's got... Oh my...
Oh, apologies, not Blanchemont. It was down at Fania. Yeah,
they're still side by side.
This is insane.
Right, if he can... Oh no, he's just filtered back in now. Yeah, that was... That was the wiser move, I'd have said.
Yeah.
But that's invited Andy Byrne right into this.
Yeah, Andrelli's looking racy. Now, Wings is actually the driver. He started with about 86 litres of fuel rather than the 110 or 120 or so that I spotted on the stream at the start, which is interesting considering he's the one that's being attacked right now.
Yeah.
But we also don't know the fuel on Andrelli or Andy, so we'll find out in half an hour. Oh, an inside run down to La Source, maybe.
Oh, this can be nasty. Is the switch back on?
Oh
my God. Yeah, 3 of them. This is going to be interesting.
Side by side, this is Alonso Weber. What was it, 2011?
No.
2012 or something?
Wings takes the intelligent...
Oh, he's off! He's off!
That's what that pressure does, unfortunately.
He's off.
Oh, look at that. It's like a Fiat 126 now. That Ferrari is a lot shorter than it was.
Yeah, and so he's come back out behind Frackout in P9.
Right, so all the time...
Sideways Polka, so that will be a trip to the pits for him.
Oh, yeah, without doubt. That was a heavy hit. So...
And with that, Aussie's up to 5th now. Wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, everything's swung around at the moment. So it was looking like it was all going right for Craigio. Then it's swung in favour of Quasimofo now.
Yeah, it's we're getting swings every 10 minutes or so, which is nuts. So yeah, the battle pack to watch is still Wings, Andy, and Quasi.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I mean, the big long battle that those guys have been having, it's sort of closed it all up. And I tell you, who's lurking in the background as well, in 6th position, is Dask.
Yeah, he's chipping away there, keeping his nose clean.
Yeah, quietly going about his business.
Ledwidge for company behind him, but yeah, just chipping away. And he's putting some pressure on Wings now. Winks has got him right on his radar.
Oh, I tell you, Wings is struggling.
Yeah, he is.
He's struggling at the moment. So let's see, like Andy Byrne, let's see what happens now. So obviously he was the one that lost the most earlier on, coming up Kemmel. But he finds himself back in front again now. This battle group is a lot smaller than it was. Let's see if he can stretch his legs now.
Yeah, it's Winks' fastest lap was a 2 minutes 20, but the last one was only a 2:23. I think he was on for a 2:22 before Andy got past and he ran deep. So yeah, Andy's going to have to get himself down into the 2:21s if he's going to drive away from Winks right now.
Yeah.
Manaford's just jumped in the chat. No, that was such a great battle. Totally agree.
Yeah, it was.
You know, that was looking really cool.
So where... Right, so 113, that's Borg. Borg is in the pits.
Okay.
With Andrelli. So... He's not quite at his pit box yet, so... Yeah, I wonder if something happened to Borg there. I don't know if you can check the replay at all, Jim.
Yeah,
I don't want to jinx it and break it.
It could be a strategy move, or it could be...
I don't know, because I reckon he's had an off because being that far behind the pack.
Yes, he has. Goodness me, where was it? Coming out of Lacombe. Yeah, straight head first into the barrier. And I would say his car is worse off than what we saw of Craigio and Andrelli. And yeah, the bonnet is pretty much flapping up over the driver's head.
Right,
which I can show the top stream.
So there's a race in the pits between the pit crews of Andrelli and Borg to see who can replace the front ends first.
And so it could be a race of survival of the fittest between Urban and Quasi. Who cares where they are on track and what position? They've just got to get to the end with a clean car.
Yeah, so I didn't actually check what the gap is between those guys. So does this change anything at present? You know, with Quasi in 5th and Urban Ghost in 12th, does this change the table?
Yeah, 100%. So 5th place is earning Quasi 360 points. He is only 39 points off the lead, so that's quite considerable. 12th currently Urban, he's only getting 80 points right now. So there's a swing of 280 points.
Right, so this is all played into Quasi's hands.
Yeah.
As of just now. Oh, that's someone else off. No.
48. That's sideways.
Andrelli's come a cropper again. His car looks yellow.
Well, that's
Sideways
two
Polka.
cars. Yeah, just further up. Maybe they came together. Sideways Polka is looking very second-hand.
Oh, Andrelli's car looks wrecked again, He's pulled off to the side. I would imagine that is going to be a retirement, unfortunately. And it looks... Right, so Sideways Polka has just dropped him, or teleported himself back to the pits.
Oh, yeah. We have had contact out of... Oh, no! Oh, no. Okay, so Andrelli was coming out of pit lane, up over the hill, just past those concrete blocks, and Sideways Polka has lost it at Eau Rouge and taken out Andrelli.
Oh, my God. So in the last race, Andrelli was the unfortunate bystander in many a collision, and he's found himself there again.
That, and poor old Sideways Polka, like that is his car was just a passenger at that stage, but absolutely T-boned Andrelli, and he was coming out of the pit. That, I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is brutal.
Oh, that's nasty. That is nasty. So I quickly jumped to Andy Byrne while you were looking that back up. He is ahead of Wings. He has sort of stretched his legs a little bit. He's got a 2-second gap now. Let's see where he settles. You know, what kind of pace that he settles into.
Yeah, look, Wings is still in control here, even in 4th place. He knows he's got a decent lead. You know, Graham has to win tonight, and literally, I think Wings needs to finish 17th or lowest. Which, you know, obviously, looking at how many cars are in the server right now, I believe we're probably already looking at awarding him the title. But let's just see how it plays out towards the end. I never like to calculate these things on the fly.
Yeah, it's still not bad though, Jim, for the boys to, you know, be in the last race of the season and, you know, they're still fighting for the overall championship. That's good. It's brilliant for the boys.
Yeah, exactly. So who we got in the chat? We got Albert.
Yeah, Andrelli, that hurt.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that. Sorry, fella. I mean, we saw the other week. You unfortunately were taken out by, you know, other events, and the same has happened tonight. That's so unfortunate.
We're a bit of an Andrelli fan club, aren't we? We just want to see him achieve. So
100%.
He's Andrelli's only just getting himself around Stavilo now. I can't believe that car. If you have a look at it, that car is just undrivable. It looks like Alonso and Baku. The car is crabbing. He's staying off the track. It is brutal.
Oh, he's on full lock and it still won't come around.
Yeah, the poor guy.
No. Here we go. Oh, he's kept it out of the wall.
And he's also staying off track to keep away from anyone else coming through, you know, which is really smart. Yeah. Sideways Polka still sitting in pit lane.
So at least he doesn't want to give it up. At least, is he?
Hey, it's coming out now. Yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, he's still going. It's spinning up on the grass. Oh. Yeah, he's bouncing off of the pit wall.
He's in. Well, he's still got half the pit lane.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's still bouncing off the walls as he's coming down pit lane. Oh, no, that's a sorry car, that is.
Yeah. Great effort, though. And, like I said, to be spared by a guy whilst you're coming out of pit lane after repairing after another unfortunate accident. That's really tough. Looks like he's parking up now. I don't think he's made it to the pit box.
Yeah, no, that's it. So
if we sort of recap at the front, we've really got Graham and Whipper really pulling away now. You know, there's a good 10 seconds there. So that's a bit of a battle at the front.
Yeah,
and
so
then we do
Graham's still keeping him, and he's still keeping him honest though. You know, it's 3 seconds after 11 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that could all come down to a couple of strategy calls in the next 45-50 minutes as well. It doesn't take a lot to lose 3 seconds around Spa. If your tyres are off,
just seen.
Fatigue setting in towards the end of a long race and stuff like that. So that one is certainly all to play for still.
Yeah, so who else have we got? Have we got anyone that's in a shock position? I mean, we've already spoken about Quasi and Dask sat in 5th and 6th. Frackout sat in 8th. That seems.
He shows great pace. He's only learning ACC over the last couple of months. He was new to our league at the start of the season. He's just come into pit lane actually. with a clean car, I'll add, not a damaged car. So he's probably just playing out a strategy move.
Well, yeah, that's third of the race.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Freck out. He shows great pace and quality, and I forget what race I saw him the first one, but he's definitely can throw the car around.
No, that's decent to see. You know, by hook or by crook, you know, to see people in you know, elevated positions. It's always good. Gives their confidence a bit of a boost, and you know, gives them something else to push for.
Yeah, but also in answer to your question, who else is there that would be, you know, expected to be lower down? We've got Barui, Billy Height, and Urban sitting there in 9th, 10th, 11th. You know, those points are decent for where they sit in the championship table. So they can all expect, if they continue to stay there, they can all expect to move up quite considerably.
Yeah. So what were we watching the gap to? It was between Craig Yu and who did we think that he could catch?
Borg? So yeah, Borg is down at Puong, whereas Craigio's up at is it Ravage?
It was
Bruxelles?
Urban Ghost.
Yeah.
It was car number 16, Urban Ghost. There, I remember when he initially come out of the pits, I saw the gap there, and obviously, you know, we knew he was a lap and a half down, but I just wanted to use that as a gauge. Now he's made up all that ground on Urban Ghost. He's just alongside him now, so he is just...
He's unlapping himself.
Just unlapped himself.
Yeah, which is great. They just get back on the lead lap, so to speak, and then just see how the rest of the race goes.
Yeah. So how far is he? Where's Billy? Where's Billy on the road?
Half a straight ahead.
Yeah. So I'll use that as another gauge, and we'll see. We see what kind of pace that Craig Yu is coming back through the field. You know, a couple of mishaps elsewhere. You know, you could see him making quite a few positions in the latter stages.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how these boys hold on to these positions. And yeah, there'll be further shake-ups, I'm sure.
Right, so who should we have a look at now? Where are we sat? So, about the closest gaps we've got is Wings to Andy Byrne and Quasi to Wings. And then we've got...
Quasi's he's driving a great race, isn't he? He really is for a bronze driver. Really solid effort.
Especially in that Boatley.
Which isn't necessarily OP around here at all, is it?
No. It's one of those cars that it's been unloved, much like the Lexus. Doesn't seem to progress really with any of the updates. I mean, obviously we got Audi. They're onto the Evo 2. You got the Ferrari. They've been updated.
It's resigned back with the Nissan and the Lexus. Really.
Yeah.
And the what is it? The Writer engineering that no one ever drives.
No.
Yeah. But no, it's got such a following, the Bentley. The boys love it, and obviously here in Australia we still see it driving around in the Australian, the World Challenge Australia. It was racing around Calypso 2 weeks ago. So yeah, the boys are still attached to the big beast, and it's a pretty cool car.
I'll tell you what I don't know why I haven't noticed it till now, and it probably goes to show that you can end up zoning out now and again. There is not one Mercedes out on the track.
Yeah, very
now
true.
That for a track like this, it was always a pretty decent car to shove around here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether we actually had a Mercedes
running in the whole series. I don't know.
Yeah, we had Good Vibes and Sniper.
Yep.
Back at a few races, so they did run the Merc. Just those guys, just not with us tonight. But yeah, the Merc's a good car, definitely.
Yeah, quite surprised not to see a few of them. I mean, you can see that the McLarens have gained a lot of popularity, you know, in the last couple of updates. That wasn't really a loved car, but it appears to be now.
Yeah, the Merc's really high torque, so the back end can really kick out on you. And I think it was a little bit more brutal on console than it is on PC. So, just the guys want something that they can trust and run consistently.
Yeah.
So we have Brui in the pits, taking a pit stop there. Car looks clean and shiny, so that's a good look as well. Someone else just running a strategical stop.
Yeah. So yeah, he's the highest placed at the moment to make a stop. Is that right?
Yes, and he's feeding out just behind Frack Out. So by the time he goes over the next time in line, he's actually in 12th place.
Yeah.
So Frack Out. There we go.
But that's decent. I mean, they've both pitted now. They're both they're both within meters of each other, really.
Yes.
And of course, who else have we got with them? Who's... Whoa! Yeah, so Mixed Up, he's he's carrying a lot of damage as well. Yeah, so Mixed Up now is a pit stop behind. He's all scuffed up down the right-hand side of that car. The bonnet is lifting slightly, so yeah, he's had a...
Ferrari will be running out of spare parts by the end of this race with Andretti and Mixed Up.
Yeah, well, I think Andretti made him bankrupt with what happened to him.
Look, I'll just give you a little bit of info that I've just spotted on the lead battle. Graham Hill is taking about 1 or 2 tenths off Whipper over the last 4 laps.
Yeah, it was. It was sat at, it went out to about 3.5 at the biggest gap, was it?
Yeah, just bringing it back a little bit. Yeah, cat and mouse, but yeah, there's a little bit of a shift there.
Well, here we go. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's got that done now, and he's into the pits. So yeah, Barui just got past Mixed Up, and then Mixed Up has just pulled into the pits.
Which is good that he is confident enough to still race close quarters with another car, even with a bit of damage on. So
yeah, 100%.
Hopefully he's not going to be stopped there for too long.
Yeah, 100%.
Just tuning in on Wings' stream now. Obviously, he's currently in 4th. So he's sort of sitting on around about a 2-minute 21, versus the front guys are doing 2-minute 20.4. So probably a second off the pace at the moment, Wings.
He must be coming to the end of his fuel now. Is that
5 laps of fuel left to go? About 23 litres on board.
Right.
Unfortunately, Wings is one of the only drivers I have a stream up for today, so I can't really compare that to anyone else out on track, but keeping an eye on that one at least.
Yeah. No, let's see how that progresses. So yes, I'll tell you what, Dask is closing in on Quasi. It's down to 1.3 seconds.
Have a look at some lap time. So Quasi 2:21.5. He had a couple of 22.8, 22.4. So yeah, he's had a bad run of laps. Darst 21.6, 21.9. Yeah, just much more consistent lap times with Darst.
No, that's not a shabby effort at all. And potentially, you know, it's looking like he might actually get something done on track as well. With that gap down to 1.5 now.
Yeah. Or he might close right up on him and take a strategical stop and try and get it done through a pit stop.
Yep, with the undercut.
Yeah.
Right, so
definitely, 50 minutes into the race, we're getting close to the halfway mark. So the guys will be starting to wear through the secondary stage of their tyres, and pace is expected to start dropping off at this point.
Yes. Yep. So Urban Ghost hasn't pitted yet. He's currently up to 9th. We've got Billy Height in 8th, Mark Ledwidge in 7th, Darsk in 6th, Quasi in 5th, Wings in 4th, Andy Byrne in 3rd, Graham Hill in 2nd, and Whip Attack currently leads. Those 9 drivers are still left to pit.
2.3 P1 to P2. He's still bringing it down about 210 every lap. This is the Sergio Perez of ACC, I reckon. This is the guy that looks after his tyres and just Mr. Consistency. Whereas I think Whipper, he knows how to extract the final 10th out of his setup, but I don't think he's as kind on his tyres over a long race stint.
Yes, I mean, obviously there's no tyre requirement in these stops, so we've seen Graham stretch his car with it was a no stop, wasn't it?
Oh, Whipper's just gone off.
He has.
Whipper has just gone off. Just trying to spot if there was any damage. Doesn't look like it. I'm going to go back and look at a replay. I think he just ended up on the grass. So that does put Graham into the position he needs to be for the championship. So, interesting. We'll keep an eye on that one.
So yeah, for sure. I mean, at the moment, that does sort of close the gap up a number of points to Wings, but currently with Wings sat in 4th, it would still give him the overall championship, wouldn't it?
Yes, in current positions, yes, most certainly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was Graham was pushing to close that gap, or Whipper is possibly losing a bit of concentration. That can happen this deep into the race.
You know what? I think it was that. So he's come around Rivage down to no name.
He's in the pits.
And yeah, he's actually gone far right out onto the grass before he turns in the corner. So I think it was almost concentration, maybe. Like
a little bit of a zone out.
Or maybe, if this is a planned pit stop, maybe he was looking down, changing a tyre pressure or something like that. But it's very strange direction to have gone off.
Yeah, no, I've done that myself, Jim. While you're making your pit adjustments, yes, I've very nearly collected a wall or two.
I can't see any scratches or damage on his car, so
no.
I don't think he hit the barrier.
No, I was just watching him in the pit lane just to see if we could see damage, but you're dead right. No, there's no damage.
I'll sit with Whipper and I'll keep an eye on the 30-second timer and see if he has any extra time over and above that. If you want to, and I'll report back.
Who is that? There we go. That's going to be interesting. So where is Borg? Is he a lap down?
Borg.
Is he a lap down from Billy Height?
He must be after his big damage.
Yes, dead right. Yeah, no, I forgot about that. Yeah, we mentioned earlier on that all of a sudden he was in the pit lane and it seemed to be completely out of sync with where the rest of the field was.
Yeah.
No, dead right. Right, so let's go and have Dask. So that gap is back to 2 seconds again. So yeah, Dask is keeping it nice and consistent, and Quasimofo, by the looks of it, is he's got the overall pace over Dask, but just hasn't got the same consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, look, Whipper's just come out of the pits. I counted that as just maybe 32 seconds. So I don't think any damage, but certainly that would have been new tyres for Whipper. So he's splitting it in two and keeping the rubber on.
Right. Okay, so next stop for him should literally be a quick stop, 3.2 seconds, and off she goes.
Look who's covering him in the pits. So he covering the undercut from
Yes.
Whipper. Graham's in the pits now.
Yeah, what I'll do is, as soon as I can see Whipper come into Blanchimont, I'll keep an eye on that gap with Graham.
Yep.
We are halfway through. Keep it
We'll
up.
look and see what time Graham stops for, because this could also be just a splash for fuel. Maybe he could play the strategic one here.
Oh, I tell you what. Right, now, I've just jumped on board with Craigie. Now, he had massive damage, obviously, earlier on. He is back with Borg.
Yeah, fantastic. So actually racing for a position. That's great.
So this could see him, if he can get it done, this will see him up to 12th. So that's a damn sight better than, the 15th that it looked like being earlier on.
So that's Whipper just going over the finish line now, Bob.
Right.
And Graham is now moving, and almost identical pit stop time, so 32, 33 seconds.
Right, okay, I've just jumped on with Graham Hill.
Whipper's
Where's Whipper?
absolutely flying down towards Eau Rouge, though. He's going to have warm tyres as well.
Here we go, this is going to be close. He pops himself out. Oh, we go!
Momentum.
Let's look at this closing speed.
Yeah. And what's fantastic about Spa is this next sector, you need the tyres all around the outside.
Oh my dear God. Brilliant move.
Brilliant. So confident.
Both of them.
Absolutely
No
knew what he needed to
contact.
do.
No
Yeah,
contact. Brilliant awareness. Brilliant respect.
Sensational. I'm sure Whipper was kicking himself for that unforced error earlier. And he was like, right, I've got to do this.
Oh, no. Billy Height, stop go 30, speed in the pit lane.
Yeah, he just came out of the pits, didn't he?
Yeah, they're always painful, those ones. Of course, me and Tom had a couple of drive-throughs the other night in our Misano race.
Yeah.
I think
you guys had an eventful one.
Yeah, we haven't spent a lot of time on ACC recently, so that's our excuse, and we're sticking with it.
Oh, mate, it was a great fun night, and full credit for Voodoo and the Shakedown PC guys for putting on a longer event. It's nice to find something like that to jump on and have a crack, and it was a good fun night racing.
Oh, it's so enjoyable, those, the driver swaps, 3 hours and above. Yeah, it just mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, it was good fun.
Right, so what kind of... Right, I've just seen he's closing up now. I'll just jump up to Andy Byrne. What kind of lap times has he been returning? I mean, obviously there was a bit of a gap between him, Whip Attack and Graham, but
21.2, 21.2, 21.2, 21.5, 20.9 the last 5 laps. So
right,
yeah,
okay, so he's starting to see some pace now. So I wonder if he started with a full tank and he's now getting down to that comfortable weight in the car.
Whereas Whipper 21.2. So yeah, Andy's matching Whipper's. Mind you, Whipper did make a pass around the outside, which would have shaved off some of the time, to be fair. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Fastest lap of the race for your info is a 20.2 Whipper.
20.2. Yeah, so the net leader, or the net 1-2, is they're currently sat in 7th and 8th. Which is Whip Attack and Graham Hill.
And we have Wings in the pit lane as well.
But look at Frackout. Frackout, all right, he's 27 seconds back from Graham Hill, but he can find himself right in the mix. You know, if someone has a slower stop.
22.3, 22.8, 23. So a little bit off the pace, but there's a broad range of guys out there that he's racing against. So yeah, Wings just getting down to his pit box now. So was Wings racing Quasi, or was there a bit of a gap between the two of them?
There was a little bit of a gap between those two. So Wings, his biggest scrap earlier was, who was he fighting with? He was fighting with Craigie, Andrelli, and who else was there with him? Who else was there with him? So Darsk wasn't that far off, but he wasn't fighting with them. So Darsk currently sat in 3rd due to everybody pitting around him. Where's the closest gap? It still is with Graham Hill to Whip Attack. Oh, that's going to hurt Billy Heights' night.
Man, Whipper is he took Eau Rouge with some gusto then. Man, I'm clenching when these cars are coming up over that top curb now, just after we've seen a few guys go off.
Yeah, and I think this race is going to come down to, the upset is going to come down to one person just losing a little bit concentration, just literally momentarily, and it's just going to ruin their whole night.
And we have Andy Byrne now
he's in the pits.
Yep.
So this will give us an indication on if he's actually managed to close up anything on Whip Attack and Graham.
Yeah. And so we have Quasi and Darsk leading the race now. So it's, really big shuffle.
Yeah, Mark Ledwidge, of course, he's pitted in as well.
Yep.
So where's... Yeah, that's still our closest gap. So Quasimofo, Darsk, Urban Ghost, Whip Attack, Graham Hill. Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting, to say the least.
Let's have a look at Craigio's lap times. He's doing 22 flat. So, he's chipping away. He will be catching more guys on those sort of lap times.
Yeah, he's already made 7 seconds on Borg.
Yep.
So is that him?
So what's he got? Right,
so that's plus 1 lap.
7 seconds. So is that him only 6 or 7 seconds behind Frackout now?
No. So I'm just waiting for him to finish this sector, and it didn't update.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is he another whole lap behind Frackout, or is that for position? car ahead?
I can't remember where he was. Yeah, I mean, Borg went a lap down, so yeah, he might be a lap down from Frackout.
Yeah, actually, I can go into timetables. So yeah, Frackout is on the 22nd lap, whereas Craigio is on his 21st. So yeah, there is a lap in
Right,
between those.
And 44, where... Yeah, no, that's because Frackout is just going through Eau Rouge and Radion. He's going up Kemmel now alongside... Who's he alongside there? Mark Ledwidge.
So Whipper and Graham Hill are absolutely going hammer and tong. Graham has matched the fastest outright lap at 20.2, but now Whipper has, let me just bring it up again, sorry, a 19.7. So they are absolutely going for it, using all the rubber.
Right, so yeah, these boys are going for it. They have dropped Andy Byrne. Andy Byrne's 15 seconds back.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how long Quasi, Dask and Urban can go. They're obviously happy on their tyres right now. And then they're going to have some really good rubber to use in the final third of the race.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and actually, Dask, he actually waited. Was it the penultimate lap in the last race?
Yes. Yeah.
It was something really daft.
Was that the interleague race or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penultimate lap, he waited till.
Brilliant. A show of strength in extreme temperatures.
That was.
Brilliant.
God, you were almost sweating just thinking about the track temps there.
So we've actually got Whipper and Graham approaching Urban Ghost. Now this is for position, even though the two pro guys are already taken a stop. But yeah, there's Whipper just coming through now. Urban's well aware of, they're racing for sheep stations, and he just wants to keep his nose clean and make sure he stays on track himself. So he's driving himself into a really good position also.
Yeah, so he let Whip attack through nice and early, but Graham Hill, just where he managed to find himself on the track, he's lost a lot of time here. And
it is for position, right? So he's not obliged to let either through. But
no.
I think Whipper got on the flashing lights and just muscled his way straight the way through. But he had a very good run through Eau Rouge, so he had the speed on his side. Whereas there you go. So yeah, he's let Graham through.
Yeah, so Graham's through now, but he'll be spitting.
Yes. Yeah, there's probably a good sort of 3 or 4 seconds there now, isn't there? But look, that's motor racing for you.
Yeah, and exactly like you pointed out.
That Urban Ghost did not do anything wrong. Yeah, he did not do anything wrong.
It was for position. It was legitimate.
And it's you can often see guys feeling pressured to get out of the way when they don't need to, and they end up having an off and ruining their own night. So
100%.
I'll always stress to the guys, you've just got to stay focused. Don't drive looking in your mirrors. Just stay clean and let the guy behind do all the work.
Yeah. No.
Into the pits, actually. Urban into the pits.
Is that Urban? Yes, it is. So he's managed to go 58 minutes on his set of tyres. First set of tyres.
Yep. Because the fuel rate at Spa is extortionate, normally pushing up about 4 litres per lap. So yeah, like I'd imagine that would have been the best part of a full tank for Urban.
Yeah, pretty much. I think is it about 30 laps you can just about get?
Yeah.
I think that would be just
Probably not in the BMW.
Yeah, possibly not. I've just jumped up to the front just now. Quasi, you know, obviously he's out front currently. He's still got to pit, but yeah, he's still motoring along. Is he gonna?
Dipping away. Yeah.
Still not pitting in. He's completed 25 laps now.
Yeah, brilliant. He's just playing the long game. It'll be far more enjoyable at the end of the night when he's got decent rubber and really good consistency.
Yep, Dask pits.
Dask, yeah. There you go.
So how is that gonna factor in? So 71. Here we go. Craigio might unlap himself from Dask.
Yeah, there you go. It's great commitment, isn't it, for someone to have like an incident so early in an endurance race, but
yeah,
drive himself back into it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously he's in the pits as well.
Yeah, got it.
Right, so he's taking his final pit stop now.
Yep, interesting.
Right, okay, let's see what pace he's got, but he's done really well, in my opinion, to find himself back up in 10th.
Now, we haven't looked at Mark Ledwidge for a bit, but he is 2/10 off the back of Frackout, so maybe we could jump on car 17 and...
Yep. No, I did see that coming down.
Oh, side by side, round the outside of Blanchemont.
Oh, flipping hell.
Yeah.
There we go, job done.
Yeah, brilliant.
Whoa!
McLaren.
Dear Lord.
Deep on the brakes there. You're coming at such a rate.
Did he chuck himself into the pits? Did something... Or was that planned?
Who are you talking about? Frackout?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No, Frackout's still running. He's coming around.
No, who was that then?
So we've got Craigio and Borg in pit lane, but no. I'll go back and have a look. I'll see. It might have been a glitch.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Well, I'll go back and just run with Frackout and we'll see what happened towards the end there.
Yeah, because it looked as if he had gone too deep. You know, Mark had pulled it up and made the bus stop clean. But yeah, it looked as if on the track map, at least, it looked as if he had overshot it and nearly ended up in the pits.
Yeah, he did. He rejoined after Ledwidge, so it wasn't an unsafe rejoin. But when he came on, he came on with a fair bit of speed and actually launched off the curb and kind of bunny hopped the whole track and he ended up on the other side. He didn't hit the barrier and returned to the track and continued down to La Source.
Right, okay.
Just, you know, you're so keen to get back on, but those sleeping policemen, so to speak, they just want to throw you.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I found myself airborne there in my PS days. Right, so right, Quasimofo, he finally pits. So yeah, I'd be interested to see where he comes out in relation to Dask.
Yes.
Because that is effectively who he is scrapping with. Dask is only 8 seconds down on wings.
Yeah, that seemed like a very short stop for Quasi. I'm sorry I didn't have my timer out, but it did not feel like a 30-second stop. That felt more like a 20-second fuel stop.
Oh, Dask's on he's on his flashers.
Yeah, so Quasi's come out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was trying to get Billy Height out of the way, so he can carry on.
We have a change in strategy with Quasi. Look how close Quasi is behind Graham Hill and Whipper. I think Quasi has only taken fuel, and he's going to try and stretch it out and do the whole 90 minutes on a set of boots.
Right.
Driven himself into third place with that strategy move. But it'll be interesting to see what his lap time is like versus Andy behind him and Wings.
So yeah, Andy is currently 6 seconds behind him. So yeah, we'll see if that was a good move or not. Because obviously,
good to see someone having a go and mixing it up a little bit.
Yep. Now, what he's better off doing probably is just trying to eke this out for as long as he can, and just coming in for that 1 litre or you know, whatever he's got left as late as possible.
Yes. So Graham Hill just got past the back marker there. Who was that? That was Barui.
So just crossed the sector line. Right, he's lost 6/10 to Andy through that sector. But obviously, you know, his temperatures would have fallen off a bit from coming through pit lane. He might just be bringing them back up now.
Yeah, definitely. We also don't know what Andy still has to fulfill in the way of fuel requirements.
Yep, 100%.
He might be playing the 1 litre stop, but he also might be, you know, still requiring, say, 15 litres or something like that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. 25 minutes to go. I think we still have a lot to play out before our eyes.
Yeah. So I just jumped to Craig Yu. He has got the job done on Mixed Up. Mixed Up has still got a pit stop left to make, so that is a legitimate move up into 12th with all of his pit requirements taken care of.
There you go. There's a few of them coming through on the green boxes there in the pit requirement line.
So
yeah.
Where is Billy Height? Billy Height is just coming to Eau Rouge now as Craigio crosses the line. So, yep, keep an eye on that gap as well.
Yeah.
Right, so closest battles we have is probably... No, that's the move just been done. That was Mixed Up. He's falling back from Craigio now. So,
I would say give it a lap. I think the battle will be Andy versus Quasi. It's now down to 4 seconds.
Oh yes. Let's jump up to the Lexus. Let's have a.
So Andy, a 221.6, and then a 220.5 the lap prior. And if I go to Mr. Quasi, Max Fry.
So still quite a gap in, you know, the consecutive lap times. You know, it's almost we're seeing, you know, gaps of a second in between the lap.
Yes.
So yeah, that overall consistency is not quite there for the guys.
We'll see. Max is not far off coming over the timing line. We'll see what he does on this lap, and then we'll sort of know what his pace is like. He seems to be sort of sitting on that 4 second deficit with Andy behind him. It might have settled.
Yeah, here we go.
So that was a 222.5.
Right, yeah, so yeah, it's still coming down very slowly, but
yeah, 221.1. Okay, so 1.4 seconds faster that last lap for Andy. So yeah, he's definitely reeling him in. I'd say battle in 3 laps max, I'd say.
Yes. And obviously at that point, either one of them could be due their stop.
We have
and
Billy
what we're
Height
at now,
for pit lane.
So it's 19 degrees ambient, it's 22 degrees track temperature. Are these tyres, you know, once they come through pit lane again, you know, are they going to be suffering when they come back out? So their final stint could be hellish if there's a number of laps left.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't get much better from here, does it? James Horn says shout out for some onboards. Currently, if Bob moves to an onboard in spectator mode, he cannot return back to TV cam mode. So that is why we are not having onboards tonight. However, if you do want onboards, get on the interleague race on Thursday night between Shakedown, KRL, Ruse and RPR, because we have onboards in our picture-in-picture stream on that one Thursday night.
Yeah, we should have probably discussed that. We could have done that tonight, actually.
Ah, well, that's all right, mate.
But,
next time.
Obviously, yeah, me having the hellish work that I had today, it was painful.
Don't bite off more than you can chew, mate.
So what have we got? So we are coming into the final stages. Who is that that's just exiting pits? So that's Sideways Polka. That's all of his pit requirements done. As Whip Attack passes him before he comes out of pit lane. Graham Hill is going to be alongside him right now. So yeah, Andy burned 2.4.
No, Borg has had more damage. I'm just going to go back and check that. I think he just had a moment.
Oh, you're joking.
It could have been just an off track. He went yellow.
Yeah, I can't see much damage. At least on the left-hand side of the car. Let's wait until we see the other side.
Yeah, he just... Coming out, he clipped the grass on the exit of Fania. Piff Paff. And yeah, he's just clouded on the side, on the left-hand side of the car, the barrier. But he might just drive this one out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like heavy damage.
It was the exit of Puhon. Yeah. Just caught the grass on the inside and actually went to the inside barrier, which was pretty rough. Yeah. An eventful night for Maddie. Now we're inside the final 20 minutes. I thought I'd just recap. So as it stands, if the cars were to finish in their current positions, you would be looking at Wings taking the overall title. Graham Hill obviously has secured silver, and Quasi, who's currently in third, he would be securing bronze class.
That's a brilliant effort. I mean, Quasi was fighting, was it 7th or 8th in the early stages, and he's made up those positions just through strategy, not taking tyres. So he's driven that nice and delicately, and the Bentley has managed to reward his efforts. So
the gap now is only 1.5 seconds with Andy. Looks like Max is just getting past the back marker now, being Barui, and then that might actually put the back marker. No, Andy's right on his tail now, so I would advise.
Yeah, I've just jumped on with Andy.
So yeah, this could get tasty towards the latter end of this race, the lap, I'd say. Wilco's back from dinner. How's the race been going? Graham's still in it. As it stands, Wings is in a commanding position in 5th place. He is easily landing enough points to take the title. That being said though, Graham is absolutely keeping Whipper honest in this race by itself, and yeah, there's still time for that one to be played out with these final stops to go.
You know, let's give him, you know, the plaudits that he deserves. So Graham Hill, of course, is the silver driver, though, isn't he? Yeah. So to still be pushing, you know, your pro driver in the final race.
Max just went wide there on the exit of No Name down to Puhon. which allowed Andy to really close up to him. So big pressure now applied by the Lexus on the Bentley down the inside into Lafagna.
Yeah, he didn't seem to fight that too much. Actually, he didn't sort of go defensive and force any kind of lunge. I think he's. Would you say he's relatively happy with where he's sitting at the moment?
Yeah, I think Max knows job at hand is to secure the class, and fourth place is still 432 points, Bob. That's a massive haul for a bronze class driver.
No, that's awesome. I tell you what, he's still having a bit of fun though. He was showing himself into Andy's mirrors there.
Yep, just having a little look-see.
Oh, you'd be spewing. Andy now pits. He's literally went through all of that.
But yeah, he knows he's got the pace. But yeah, we were mentioning before, Graham, like probably from when you started commentating with the league, what was it, 4 races ago, you'd almost say Graham Hill has been the standout driver for the latter half of the series.
Yes, certainly from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's almost got it done, right? He's almost jumped all the way up to an outright winning level. So, take nothing away from Graham's efforts this season. He's driven very, very well.
Yeah, certainly from what I've seen, especially the open strategy race. He really did himself proud that night.
Quite possibly the best tour race I've ever seen. I'd have to say that race. That was brilliant.
Yeah, he did. He really found himself at the cream of the crop there.
I'm just going to put the stop clock on Andy. He's just stopping now. We'll just see what he does. So it does seem to be a longer stop than a single 1 litre. About 6 seconds. That pit stop.
Okay, so Andy did take tyres on his first stop, didn't he? So the only person we know that hasn't taken tyres is Quasi, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
That's the only person we know for sure. Darsk is currently sat in 5th.
Yeah, he's just chipping away, isn't he? He really is. He's just kept his nose clean.
So by the time that settles out, though, you could say it's 6th, because Andy Byrne, I would imagine, barring any incidents, he's going to be fighting for 3rd or 4th. I'd say 3rd.
Yeah, I just want to compare Quasi's lap times with Darsk, because if Quasi's tyres do fall off a cliff, he's doing 2:23.3 now, and they're not going to get any better.
No.
And Darsk is doing 21 flat. So what did I say? 20? Did I say 23? So 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, where is that? Right, so Darsk's just about to cross the line, so we can have a bit of a. Right, so he's 14.5 seconds back. So you say he's 6 laps. 6 laps. And what was the difference? Was it 2 seconds a lap?
Yeah, 2 seconds a lap.
It's going to be close. Yeah, and, like you say, if they fall off the cliff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, interesting. Wings from 4th place.
Yeah, he's in the pits for his final stop. So Whip Attack, obviously with the fastest lap of the race, we'll just jump quickly up with him. We'll watch him for this final sector of this lap, and then we'll go through where the guys are sat.
Looking at Wings' fuel, he's already fueled to the end, so I'm almost certain this will be a 1 litre, 3 second stop, so nice and quick.
Right.
He's playing the strategy move.
And he's back moving again. He's heading up the hill out of pit lane. So yeah, look, I mean, look at the amount of time you lose in the pits.
Yeah,
You know,
he's absolutely gone.
Yeah, he nearly ended up a lap down.
Yeah. No, Whip is only just going over the finish line.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's all right. You're 2 sectors.
Yes. Okay. So.
But there we go. Final 11 minutes.
I'm going to take a look.
Who's going to blink?
Coming over the line now. Aussie over the line. I just want to see what these tyres are doing. What he does here.
So it was 15. Was it 15 and a half or 14 and a half?
Yeah, he's done a 22.2, so he's actually gained back a second in lap time that time around.
Dask serving his final pit stop, so we can't watch this gap anymore. Damn it.
Interesting. So where's Dask going to come out? That is the question.
Yes. Where's... Right, I'll tell you what. There's Craig. So Craig will unlap himself from Dask.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a bad job, has he? After all that heartache at the start of the race.
Yeah, he's just absolutely kept the hammer down, chipping away.
Yeah, so he's 20 seconds off of the back of Urban Ghost. So those pair must be pretty close in the final standings. Urban Ghost and Craig Yu.
Yeah, Urban Ghost is 795. Craig is 132 points behind. Actually, now with his pole, he's only 122 points behind. Do we actually want to guess what their finishing positions would be? So, difference between 10th and 11th, 108 points versus 90, so 18 points different. Not quite enough.
So even if Craig got the job done on Urban Ghost, he would still actually finish just behind him.
Need to get up a bit more. Yeah. So yeah, as it stands, Urban would be second in bronze class, regardless of if he lost the place to Craigio. Yeah.
It's still a remarkable effort. I mean, you've seen people quit for less, and Craigio, he's got his head down. He's carried on.
Yeah, definitely. Chipping away, love it.
Yeah, cracking effort.
You got to be in it to win it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So let's Andy.
Quickly, shout out to Sideways Polka for just 3 laps behind. He's still going to secure some decent points here. He's still staying there. Our 14th runner with only mixed up behind him.
Yep. No. As he goes through Eau Rouge and Radion, he's up over the top.
Teleported Billy Height.
No.
So let's go see.
Yeah, what's that going to do to Sideways Polka? As you've just mentioned him.
Have a look.
See how long Billy Height remains in the pits.
Yeah, well, he'll be given a lap penalty. They normally hold you. If you teleport back, you have to wait a whole lap.
Yeah, same as being towed.
Yeah, correct. Just gonna go see.
Right, so what have we got happening? So there is our current leader. There's Whip Attack.
His back just came around on the exit of Lacombe down the hill to Bruxelles. Back came around straight into the barrier. Half lap to go, chose to teleport instead.
Oh, is that going to hurt him right at the end? Right, so Whip Attack, he completes his 35th lap. Graham Hill is only 3.8 seconds back. Quasi, where is Quasi? Where are you? Quasi's just come into the bus stop to complete his 35th lap.
So Andy is doing sort of mid 2 minute 20s, so a 0.6 and then a 0.8. Let's check in with Mr. Quasi. See how.
Yeah, I think Andy, from that those laps that he's pumping in at the moment, I think he's more or less confirmed third position for himself.
Yeah, 2:23 for Quasi. But I also just want to see what Dask is doing. So Dask is, hard to say because he pitted last lap. But he was at 2:21, so he was still gaining those sort of 2 seconds a lap prior.
Right, so yeah, so it is going to be close, but we need Quasi to pit so we know how well Dask has done.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the battle for fourth is going to be between Quasi and Dask. Or no, it's not. Wings should have fourth. The battle for fifth should be between Quasi and Dask.
Yes. And Ledwidge in the pits now. He's been running in
fourth. We'll. Where's he going to potentially drop to? So you'll fall behind Andy Byrne, Wings, Dask. Is it going to be touch and go with Frackout? So Frackout is currently sat in 8th still.
Yeah.
So let's jump to Frackout.
Yeah, just a 4 second, just a quick 1 litre stop for Ledwidge, so strategic. So Dask is just coming past him now. I think he'll come out well and truly ahead of Frackout, but behind Borg on track.
Right.
Follow, yeah.
Got you. So yeah, Graham Hill was in the pits for his final stop.
There you go. There you go. So Borg, yeah, he's a lap down, so he has allowed Ledwidge to go through. So from what I can guess, he's rejoined in 7th place, which is still a brilliant position.
No, that's a really good effort.
It's 7 seconds behind Dask. Right, Quasi.
Yeah, and that is legitimate position. That because Quasi is going to be battling with Dask, and Mark Ledwidge should be on his own in P7.
So Quasi just clipped the outer barrier around the hairpin of pit lane.
Ooh.
He's still going, but you know, you just don't need these little things. So, who was it? It was Dask did about. No, it was Andy did about 6 or 7 seconds. Just want to see what Quasi does to his fuel.
I just jumped in with Andy.
I think Andy's well and truly through, so that's Max stopping.
Oh, he's only just stopping now. Yeah, that'll be Andy through.
And
then Wings is... he's moving.
So Wings is coming around. This could actually be very close.
It's going to be very close.
With only, what are we, penultimate lap now? Where's Whipper? No, that we're coming up on the last lap. So Wings and Quasi have only got one and a bit laps to go. 1.5 laps to go.
Quasi's got this done, you know.
I think so.
Wings isn't going to get him. Let's see this gap as they... 4.6 seconds.
Give it all you can.
I can't see Quasi losing that.
No, yeah, he's great strategical master stroke.
That is awesome.
And that is race leader Whipper into the pits on the final lap.
An ultimate lap. Oh my god.
Waiting right to the end.
Now, I'll tell you what, for a bronze driver to take his title by finishing 4th in the last race of the season.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant stuff. That is right. Whipper is just coming out of the pits now.
Yeah, Graham's just coming out of the bus stop, so I think it's as good as safe. Wings is 4.1 seconds behind Quasi, so providing he keeps it clean, I think he will be okay.
Yeah, all Quasi's got to do is keep it on the black stuff. He should be fine. I'll tell you what, you know, the kind of speeds, you know, that Andy Byrne races at, for Quasi to still have him in his sights, remarkable.
Yeah, fair play to him. He's had a real crack, absolute crack. Yeah, so Wings is pushing hard. He's doing a 20.8 at the moment. So yeah,
So it's literally just that, you know, being able to stretch it and push the boundaries on your pit strategies. Quasi's managed to do Wings.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And so yeah, our race leader just coming down into Puhon now. I think it's as good as done for Mr. Whip Attack, Ashley Johnson. Yeah, he's driven outstanding actually. Apart from that small little glitch out of Rivage Bruxelles, which
yes.
I suspect was just a bit of distraction more than anything.
Yeah, possibly a little zone out. It was just shy of that 45-minute mark, wasn't it? Which is, you know, that sort of time in a race where you can have a little lapse in concentration.
Speaking of lapse of concentration, Wilco says in the chat he's been chatting with Wings, and Wings zoned out, and he's been doing 2-minute 22s whilst Wilco's been talking to him. So maybe that is why Quasi's got him in the pits. Yeah, Andrelli says Whipper dominated. Ferrari isn't taking my calls. Yeah, Whipper's driven a fantastic race. Comes around the final corner.
Oh! Smashes his car. Has he crossed the line? Oh, he crossed the line in reverse. He only just took that. That was showboating. He almost lost it.
Oh my goodness. And look at the gap to Graham. 0.9 of the
only just.
Did he try and do a donut over it, maybe?
He tried to cross the line in reverse, and it almost backfired. Andy Byrne takes out 3rd. Quasi, brilliant race, 4th position. Wings, Wings tried to cross the line in reverse as well. He takes 5th. Dask. That's an awesome effort. Awesome effort. 6th place.
Yeah. Well done. Fantastic.
Mark Ledwidge, here he comes to take out 7th.
Yeah, Wilco says that was nearly
effort.
the best win in the history of sim racing. Yeah, it wasn't far off. Yeah, Ledwidge, good points in 7th place. Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you what. He would. I bet he would have just switched his PS5 off there, and then if Graham Hill would have had him, a bit of showboating almost went wrong. Frack out.
And,
he seals 8th.
Yeah, Wings is doing some pretty serious donuts down at La Source, celebrating his tour win. Fantastic.
No, good effort. Now in with Barui. He will be bringing it home in 9th. He's got Billy Height behind him, but Billy is a few laps down, but hats off. He is still seeing the race out. Mixed Up has already been classified. He sees the race out. Yeah, so there we go. Barui 9th. Urban Ghost 10th. Borg 11th. Sideways Poker 12th. Billy Height 14th. Mixed Up 15th. Andrelli was classified in 16th. Obviously, his car was the size of a Fiat 126. Bozza and Saint Sim. Saint Sim left the race right at the start. Bozza only managed 4 laps. But no, there we have it. That was
yeah. So Whipper the race lead. So Graham takes silver, Quasi takes bronze and the outright, and Wings takes the pro class in the overall. So yeah, some big movers and shakers there tonight. That was very entertaining.
No, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. But you know, for me, standout drive, 4th position, Quasi.
Yeah, same for me. No one else threw a few coins into the ring and had a crack. You know, everyone else sort of tried to run it pretty much stock standard.
Yeah.
So yeah, driver of the day, Quasi for sure. And obviously, you know, the biggest mover. He actually went in. What was he? He was 39 points behind in bronze class, and he's come out with a commanding lead. Unfortunate for Urban to lose the bronze class in that final round, but the guys have driven so well the whole season.
Yeah, no, that was remarkable. I can't get over that. That was remarkable. Find yourself in 4th.
Yeah.
So James has got to go to work. Thanks for joining us, James. Good to see you, buddy.
He's tuning in from the UK, so that poor bloke has to do some work.
And of course, Wilco's been in there sending us some messages most of the evening. So Wings is one of the nicest blokes around, true gentleman, well deserved. Last PS5 Shakedown champ.
Yeah, 100%. He's been the driver to beat right from the start, round 1. So, in all honesty, he totally deserves this title, and was always the guy that we were all chasing throughout the season. So, full credit, congratulations to Leo, and wear that one with pride, mate.
Yeah, no, really well done.
We should talk about what's going on Thursday. We've got Porsche Cup cars, the Interleague battle. So make sure you tune in with Kid Buyers on Twitch. Make sure you get around that. Watkins Glen Cup cars, and it's a 75-minute open. We had some fun with that the other week, Bob.
Yes. No. Yeah. It all depends on who wants to risk it for a biscuit. You roll something a bit different in those open strategy races, you can find yourself at the pointy end. Yeah.
So yeah, Wilco says no stop for the win with a few flames afterwards. So I think that colour represents the colour of the tyres.
Yeah. Especially on the Porsche Cup. Yeah, it'll be spicy.
That gets underway 7:30 on Thursday night. Just check any of your leagues Discord for event streams, or make sure you follow the KRL Kid Buyers Twitch channel for the main broadcast.
Yeah, no, that would be another good night. So the boys have jumped in to the commentary box. Yeah, Jim, do your stuff. Take it away. See what the boys have got to say. Yeah,
evening, Ash, Whipper. Obviously, you had a pretty commanding 90 minutes, all bar one little glitch. I just wanted to know, were you looking at your pit settings when you went off there just before No Name?
No, I don't actually know what happened. It just sort of snapped a little bit on me, came off the throttle, and it just kept going. So I was struggling a little bit with rear tyre temp at that point of the stint, but that's the only thing I can think of, to be honest.
And your move on Graham as he was coming out of the pits down into Lecom was pretty impressive, pretty committed. How did that go?
I didn't think it was work, honestly. I was contemplating whether or not I was going to double stint the tyres, and that spin obviously made me play my hand, so to speak. So hoped the undercut would work, and it seemed to. So it was good fun going side by side there with Graham. I was a little worried being on the outside that he'd understeer on the cold tyres, but he drove extremely well and kept it clean. So it was good fun.
Yeah, well done, mate. Congratulations on the win, and you've jumped up a fair few places in the overall. So well done on a successful GT3 tour.
Thanks, mate.
Graham, second place, and you definitely took it to Ash tonight. How did your night go?
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, it was interesting. I was really on edge for most of the night trying to keep up. I think I was on 3 track warnings after about an hour. And I think in that second, I think just after we stopped as well, the temp dropped a couple of degrees. So the tyre, I just couldn't keep the tyres in the window. So I was sliding around quite a lot in that second stint as well. But it was good fun. It was good fun. I honestly didn't expect to have that pace throughout the race beforehand.
Yes.
But I managed to keep in the 20s most of the time. I think I dropped in the 21s a couple, but no, I was really happy with how it went, and I don't think I could have done much more. And Whipper just had too much tonight, so no, congrats to him.
Yeah, well done. Both Bob and I were talking about it in the stream that over the last 5 races or so, you've been the driver to catch. So congratulations on a really strong second half of the tour, mate.
Thanks. Yeah, it was obviously the last few rounds have gone well for me, and it's nice to finish off the tour that way, and to get a win, that's all we wanted out of this season. But to get a couple was a big bonus, and it's been awesome. Thanks to you and the rest of the team for running a great show.
Thanks, mate. Andy came home for a podium. How'd your night go?
There you go, Jim. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Didn't have the pace with the other guys. They were just too quick. And then towards the end, old Quasi jumped up out of nowhere and went, he's going all right. So, yeah, a little bit of a push towards the end to try and get around him. But, yeah, all in all, it was good. Enjoyed it. So, congrats. Go, mate.
From what we spotted, Quasi didn't take tyres. So he really tried to throw a strategy move in, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I was contemplating that, but I think towards the end, the time sort of dropped off and you were going to struggle. But, yeah, it was a bit of a tussle at the beginning with Wings and a few of the other boys. But, congratulations to Wings. Solid drive all year. And just want to say good congrats to Graham. He's really moved along in the league, so...
Yeah, totally agree. He sure has. Well done, mate, and congratulations on your third place.
Cheers.
Just lastly, I'd just like to welcome Leo Wings into the interview as well. So as our overall champion, he's here in the commentary box, but I don't know if he knows I'm going to ask him to say a few words. But yeah, I just want to say congratulations on a fantastic title. And if you are there, mate, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. It's a bit surreal because it feels anticlimactic because obviously the tour is finished now and Shakedown as we know it, which I've really enjoyed. It's been an amazing journey getting into ACC, and obviously having found you guys through some of the old EBM boys we used to race and trail on GT Sport, so it was really good. And a couple of people like Graham, that we found on TCR, and we've built a bit of community here, which is really amazing. And it's been really good. I think I was fortunate in the beginning part of the season. Maybe the bop on the car was a bit better than it was towards the end. And obviously I haven't really put the time in since probably the middle of the season as much as I should have. But absolute congrats to Ash to finally pull one off. I was was really hoping he would do it, just because he's had a couple of really tough ones. So congrats to him, and Graham, who's made me race tonight. Thanks. Because the points was just to the point where I had to finish 13th or something, so I had to show up today and hope not to get a disconnect. So thanks, Graham, for pushing me along. I'll probably just say thanks to the family. It's really difficult to do 15 rounds and commit every Tuesday night, but thanks to Shakedown, it's been amazing, and you will be missed, and I'm sure we'll find a new home soon. And thanks everyone for watching.
Well done, mate. Congratulations, mate. A really deserved title.
Yeah, I don't think any of the guys are going to struggle finding a new home. No, what I've seen, since I've been part of it, remarkable. All of you, really great effort.
Just a shout out to Andrelli. I had an amazing battle with him, and I'm so the poor bloke had a crash over a roof. So I feel for him, but that was a good battle while it lasted.
Yeah, we
were watching that. Unfortunately, that Ferrari turned into a Fiat 126.
Look, sim racing is a journey, right? So this is the end of the chapter of PS5, but the community remains. I've made some great friends, and we all have, and I'm sure we'll all find our place wherever we need to be in 2023, guys.
Yeah, congrats everyone. I'll shut the stream down now, but thanks for having me, boys. Been a pleasure for the short time that we were together. I hope to see you all out on a track again soon.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for joining us with the last couple of races, and it's been great to stream it and just go out with a bang.
No, you certainly went out with a bang. No, it was awesome racing, all of the boys. Hats off.